Welcome to RMM Help. In this video we provide an overview of stock issues in RMM. We typically issue stock directly to a docket in RMM, but we can issue stock as a general requisition, and in either case all stock issues decrease our stock levels. We'll audit this transaction to demonstrate how you can trace from an audit point of view each of the transactions, and to this end we've created a new stock item. If you've already seen the video on opening balances, you'll know that we've got a demonstration product called new stock item for opening balance, and this stock item has got two locations and it's got 3 lots of transactions, which is our initial opening balance, and 2 transfers from one location to another. And now we'll do an issue and we'll see what effect that has on that stock item. The first thing we do is to go into our actions batch transactions. We create a new batch, and this transaction type is issue. We save it. That gives it an auto number. If I move the pop-up form down, there's our batch number, and when we save this batch transaction and any others, they'll start listing down in this batch listing. Now we will be producing a video which will be to issue to a docket, and at that point this particular grayed out reference, docket reference, will be available, as will this little search item. But because this is an issue to a requisition, our reference would be something like REQ for requisition and numerical number. It might have a date. That will appear on our audit when we're looking at reports and the transaction inquiries. We'll choose our supplier, which was APC Cardiovascular. That then filters our product selection, and there's our new stock item for opening balance with a stock holding of 10. That gives us a cost center automatically and the purchase cost. We're going to issue just one item, and when I click on tab, that gives us a stock value. So at this point we can choose where we want to issue this from, and as you can see, this drop down list shows our stock locations, and it also shows where we have a stock level. So we've got our main medical electronics store and we've got our workshop store. So let's issue one from the workshop store. Now I click on OK. That saves that record, it closes the form, and it'll pop this transaction form into our transaction list. If I wanted to add more issues, I would simply click on Add Transaction and do the same process. If for some reason I needed to go back and change any of this information, I've got an edit icon here, and that takes me back into the form. I can edit that transaction, but what I'd like to do is to confirm this now. So I confirm the post. Am I sure I want to do that? Yes. It tells me that the transaction's taken place. Our job batch has gone. If I click on show posted batches, there's that issue at the top with our requisition 2627, and then if I go back to our stock list, and this is the first point when we're dealing with audit, to be able to look at our transactions. Now you can see that we've committed one item, so our stock level is reduced to 9. Our locations, we have 5 in our medical electronics, but there's now only 4 in our whole workshop. And when I look in transactions, you can see that we've got an issue here. So opening balance our stock transfers to create the new whole workshop location, and our first issue and our requisition, and it shows -1. And if we were to add these pluses and minuses together, they'll equal our stock of 9. I'll go back now and show you how we can use the transaction inquiry, and we can do that by supplier. We knew that that was APC cardiovascular, and there's our issue. We could do the same thing on the product item. It was product code 04, and there's our issue at the top. We could do that by transaction type, and our transaction type was issue, and there's our issue at the top with our requisition number. If I go back to our stock list, and if I was to highlight that stock item and then run the audit report, here's all my stock transactions, starting with my adjustment for opening balance, transfers when I was creating the new whole workshop stores, and an issue. We can print that, or we can save it in Excel, PDF or Word format, which is ideal to email to a colleague. And that ends the overview of stock issues in RMM Stock Control.